and welcome to Little Birdie's new Monday sports podcast called First Look. I am Nikki Sylvester. I will be your host and attempting to look after MG for AFL and Toprope for the league. First Look is brought to you by Little Birdie TV and topsport.com.au. Joining me today in studio is MG. How are you?
Good, Nikki. Welcome to Little Birdie. You've been the number one draft pick in the off-season. We're happy to have you on board. You've kicked Scoot out of the chair already, sent him off to Queensland, and looking forward to you and Toprope covering the football all year for our Monday show.
No, I'm really looking forward to hosting First Look every Monday for about 20 minutes where we'll go over the season. Once the AFL season begins, we'll review both codes and set up for the next round. I'd like to welcome in Nick Tedeschi, who will preview round one of the NRL starting Thursday night. I've actually known Nick for quite a long time. He was actually at my wedding. How you going, Toprope?
Absolute pleasure to have you on board here, Nikki. We're all looking forward to doing it and just keeping up the long tradition of Little Birdies only hiring Nicks. Heathcote, Medalinos, Tedeschi, now Sylvester. So absolutely tremendous to have you on board. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Really happy to be here with the team. So normally we would cover AFL for each round as well, but as the season hasn't started yet, we do have the community series matches that happened over the weekend. MG, what did you take away from the team's first hit-outs? And believe you attended the Friday night game, Bulldogs Brisbane?
Yeah, I did, Nikki. Went to the Dome there with a few mates. Got looked after with a few beers. Of course, good match to watch. The Bulldogs and Brisbane. We talked about it a bit on Friday's show that most people had these two teams in their top four. Very impressed with the way they both went about it. The ball movement was very slick. Obviously, coming off the pre-seasons, looked very fit. But I think both sides got out pretty relatively unscathed with the injuries. It was a close match in the end. The Bulldogs kept coming, but I think both sides walk away and their preparation's been good for round one the week after. So, yeah, it was a high-standard match. The other games, as we'll just put up the graphic to have a look to go through, I think the overall of these practice mains, I don't think anything was outside the ordinary of what we thought. I don't think any sides performed above expectations, and I think the sides that we thought were going to be at the top end got enough out of their games. I think probably Carlton was probably going up against Melbourne. They probably played the best of the sides that I didn't rate that would go too well this year. I think they played very well the first 2 or 3 quarters, and then they kind of either ran out of gas, turned off the engine, and Melbourne kind of came late and had a chance to pinch it in the end. It's just running down the games. I think Hawthorn were probably where they're at. Richmond were pretty good. I think Richmond are definitely on the way back. I know I'm probably rating them a bit highly than a few others on the Friday show, but I think Richmond, I'd be surprised if they miss the 8 this year, Nick. I think they're going well. The showdown, Adelaide and Port, I just think that was where they were at. I really think Adelaide have got, they're rebuilding bottom 4 this year. Port Adelaide had a good hit out. I think they just got the job done. Unfortunately, they might lose Robbie Gray for round one with a hamstring. So it's not good to see injured players in these kind of games. But other than that, I think Port took away what they needed to. The Essendon St Kilda game, I thought that was a pretty ordinary standard actually from both sides. I think under the dome, in good conditions. Yeah. I think both of these sides, you got to take it with a grain of salt, but I think St Kilda were probably, running pretty much a full pellet. Got a few injuries out, but yeah, that was a pretty ordinary game. The GWS Collingwood game, GWS are very good. I believe that they got good signs ahead of them for this year. I think they're well built. They're going to obviously miss Toby Green for the first 5 weeks, but they did only play Collingwood, who are going to struggle this year. I don't think Collingwood fans have got much to look forward to this year, unfortunately. The next game we'll just quickly brief over is Sydney took care of Kangaroos. I think, again, a pretty good side against an average side. I think Kangaroos have got the signs, but they're rebuilding. They're going to be undermanned this year for sure. And Sydney just, the class of Heaney at times. I just think they got the job done. So I think Sydney will be pretty happy where they're at, what they saw. And the final game, we went over to the West. Not a great game to finish, actually. I thought Freo probably had a bit more to prove. West Coast had half their team that they could have picked out, and I think West Coast took more away from that game, running Fremantle pretty close. But Fremantle missed a lot of goals, opportunities, and I think they're going to struggle to make the 8 this year.
Wow.
The big question coming out of that one there, MG, is you said you got looked after at the game. When was the last time you paid for your own GA ticket, kid? Seems like you're always getting looked after at the footy.
Well, Toprope was a late invite. I don't know if someone pulled out before. It's the advantage of having the office very local. You get invited to a function here, a function there. I went and represented you for the Storm last week as well. I just take a leaf out of your ticket and scoot. So I just think when you go to the bar, I don't know how you have to pay all the time. I just think you go up there, you be nice, you take a drink away and enjoy the night. I thought that's how it goes.
So we'll have a quick break, and then next we'll talk League Round 1 with Nick Toprope Tedeschi. Welcome back. Time now for First Look, brought to you by topsport.com.au, a family-owned and operated bookmaker for 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with topsport.com.au. Now, Thursday night's game, the season opener, Penrith Manly. So we've got the defending champs against Manly, who finished pretty good last year. Thursday night, what have you got, Toprope?
Yeah, cracking game to open the season with, Nick. It's absolutely. The big kind of news here is will Nathan Cleary play? Expect him to play. A little bit of money for Manly from kind of opening line here. Penrith's been a bit late to kind of get into their pre-season, but I'm expecting Penrith will be kind of ready for this. Defending Premiers actually have a really good record in the first round, so I haven't won the game completely yet. But if I was having a bet today, I'd be on the -4 with Penrith. I think that's I'm probably going to end up coming into the Panthers in this one, so I think it'll be a real good game. Totals aren't out yet, I don't think, but I'll be keeping a close eye on the under in that one as well, expecting some rain around. And these two kind of classically played some defensive games, so looking at the under, once the line opens there, if you can kind of get anything north of 38 and a half, which I think we will, I'll be jumping on the under there.
And then we go to the Raiders Cronulla, Friday night again, 6 p.m. So we've got $1.90, take your pick, no line at the moment.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on the Sharks this year. I think they've got a lot of upside. And then I think the Raiders, I didn't like them. And then they've lost Jamal Fogarty, so they'll be playing a rookie, Brady Schneider, I think his name is. We're playing Brad Schneider. We're playing halfback for the Raiders. Big ask. I think they've got a pretty disjointed preseason. The Raiders, the Sharks have recruited really, really well. They'll finish Nico Hines. I'll be jumping on the Sharks. I think it's not value on this one. I can't see a scenario where I would want to be on the Raiders in this game. So I'll be jumping all over Cronulla there. The $1.90, I think, is a good bet. I'm not sure that they'll get back heavily the Sharks, but I can't see them drifting much over.
Okay, so we'll all be cheering up Cronulla. Now, for the third game, we've got the Broncos South, Friday night, the late game. What have we got here? So Broncos $3.55, South $1.30, the line's 10.5. What have you got, Toprope?
The game's been a little bit spoiled with news that Adam Reynolds won't play. He's got COVID. Huge loss to that game. Well, big early season home underdogs have a tremendous record. Those available more cover kind of in the first 2 weeks of the year, cover it, classically 80%. The game changed a little over the last couple of years, speeding up a bit more, and the gap between good and bad has got there. But I'd be leaning towards the plus. I think South are a far superior team, but round one, home field advantage, I'd rather be on the plus 10.5 the Broncos than laying the points.
Okay. Heading to game 4, we've got the Warriors St George, 5:30 on Saturday. So what have we got here? We've got the Warriors at $1.88 and St George at $1.92. No line at the moment. What have you got, Toprope?
Yeah, Dragons off the map here. They were 6.5 point dogs just a couple of weeks ago. So that big charity shield's no doubt helped. News out of the Warriors isn't good. They've been kind of a fairly disjointed pre-season. They're, of course, playing some games in Australia. It's going to be played on the sunny coast. Scooty wouldn't mind getting up the road there, a couple-hour drive watching rugby league. I'm sure he'll be more than amenable for that. I love the Dragons this one. I think they'll be close to my best of the week. I think they're going to be hugely improved this year, the Dragons. I think where they're going to get their wins is at the start of the year. They are, I would say, a fairly hard-nosed team. They've recruited a lot of veterans. They've had a hard pre-season under Griffin. I don't think there's a lot of skill to the side, but I think they've got more going in the Warriors, so I think they've got a bottom 4 bound for sure. So give me the Dragons here at the $1.90. I think they will start close to, 3.5, 4-point favourites.
Thanks for that, Toprope. Now, if you are interested in getting Nick's sets for the league, just head to www.littlebirdie.tv and find GGOA, greatest game of all time. You'll be able to get that from $22 a week for all the league tips. Now, we are heading to MG for our best bets of the week.
Okay, Nikki. So this year we're going to run. Our three of us are going to have a bet each week. Obviously, this week we've only got the NRL to choose from, so it's a bit out of my comfort zone. You'll have the advantage of choosing either AFL or NRL for the week. So just as I will explain, so we're going to have the three of us. We'll have $100 thanks to Top Sports to pick their best tips of the week, and whoever finishes on top of the tally for the year, they will get to donate whatever they raise throughout the 25, 26 round season for NRL and AFL, and the winner will get to donate their entire amount to their given charity. So we'll kick off with you, Nikki, if you just want to explain what charity you're going to play for and also your best bet for the week.
Yeah, absolutely. My chosen charity is SIDS and Kids. I think they do an amazing job and they support so many people, and a lot of the people that work for them have actually experienced loss themselves. I think it's amazing. Yep. Happy to get behind them. So my bet this week is I'm going to take the Chooks at the line, so minus 12.5 at $1.90. Okay. Better than the $1.23 for the win.
Okay, Roosters there for Nikki. Yep. Top Rope, as I throw to you, Top Rope. You're familiar. We did this in the NFL season that we've just come off. We had a lot of fun with it. It was good success. I think we raised just over $4,000 for Corey McKernan's foundation there. You get to pick your own charity this year, Top Rope. Can I have who you are going to donate your money for if you do finish on top, and what is your best bet for the week, please?
I'm going to give to the Wayside Chapel. They look after homelessness in Sydney. So they're some great people around the inner city part of Sydney there. So they give housing, shelter, food, plenty of support, counselling services. So we'll be looking after Wayside Chapel this year. And I'm going to have my first 100 on the Dragons at $1.90, $1.91 to roll the New Zealand Warriors.
Okay, thanks for that, Top Rope. Okay, myself, I'm going to go a bit closer to home. A friend of mine actually went to school. He started up a charity called Love Me, Love You. It's in the mental health space, so he works with obviously other charities and other platforms and stuff like that. Does a lot of physical exercise to raise his charity. So I'm going to support Lance Baccioni there at Love Me, Love You, and I'm going to stick with what I know, Top Rope. You'll probably have a little giggle, but I'm going to try and back the Storm in early. I know I was there at the function last week. I believe what Bellamy says, minus 11.5 at the line. I am going to roll with the Storm to try and get myself on the board. Nikki.
Hey, that's a wrap for our first edition of First Look on a Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to join the boys on Friday where they'll hit up all the AFL and NRL again. Make sure you download and follow us on all of our social channels, Little Birdie TV. Also, thank you very much to topsport.com.au. So head there for all your betting action. We'll see you next Monday. Go the Chookies.